Hi, Stuart Sutton, Real Estate Consulting Solutions. This video covers a question that you need to ask because there's a trend in real estate that has come up in the last few years and is picking up steam. And it'll cost you money if you're not aware of it. Let me show you what I mean. I've got another video where I shared one main question you need to ask that real estate agents hate for you to ask. Well, there's actually a couple others on that video. There's actually a lot more. I might have to make more videos about the one other question you need to ask, but this is one other question you should ask. Because if you don't ask, it will cost you money. And you probably don't know to ask it because it really hasn't been an issue in the past. So first, I'm not going to cover the entire other video. I'll put it up at the end. But you should ask, will you please detail how you invest your funds to help us reach a successful sale or closing? Now, in the other video, I detail different tiers of agents, different types of agents, and how they invest in you. Most don't invest anything. Some invest some money into the sale and marketing of your home. And I described that on the other video. But let's stick with this video and this question. So here's what happens on this video. You see, the agents that do invest in you are going to do it in a few ways. For example, pictures. Hiring a photographer to take pictures is normal. If an agent tries to take pictures with their iPhone or have their assistant do that, do not let that happen. Real estate fees are substantial enough that agents should be able to afford to get professional pictures for your online presentation. Same with videos. Now, sometimes the photographer will also create the videos or the 3D tour, whatever the case is. But the bottom line is that is an investment and it's someone's paying for it. Now, if your agent wants you to pay for it, that's something you're going to have to think about too. Because again, different business models work differently. But if you're paying a real estate fee that's pretty substantial, you should expect substantial service. I hope that makes sense. Some agents will pay for a stager. They might have some expenses for holding open houses. They may run some ads online, Facebook, YouTube, Google, things like that. Now, most don't. Now, some do. And those who do have started following a trend, and it's been picking up. Let me share with you what that trend is. But first, the question. If for some reason our home does not sell or if it needs to be removed from the market, what's our obligation? Now, let me share the trend with you. Agents who invest in you, for example, pay for photography and ads and things like that, have caught on to a trend that started where they would ask you for that money back if your home doesn't sell. And you got to understand this. Real estate's one of the few industries where professionals put their money and their time up front with the chance that it might come back to them. Now, if they're good and they understand valuation and marketing of your home, exposure and negotiation, they will get you to a closing. But a lot of people are not aware of how many homes go on the market and don't close. And I think that's why this trend started, because some agents will put their time and their money up front and then get nothing back because the home doesn't sell. Now, sometimes, quite sincerely, it's their fault. Sometimes it's the seller's fault because they just won't adjust the price to a reasonable market value so that it'll sell. So I'm not going to make any judgments. I'm just saying that this is a trend where if the home doesn't sell, the agent wants a reimbursement of their expenses. Quick story. Quite often, I interview agents in other markets and do research in markets to try to find somebody competent and professional for a past client or a client's family member. And I did that recently, found somebody great, talked to a lot of different agents, found one with lots of experience and professionalism and had a very good handle on the market and referred them to my client's family member who said they did a great job while the home was listed. But his situation changed. He didn't need to move anymore. His job situation changed. So he took the home off the market and then got an invoice for $2,000. Now, he wasn't very happy about that, and I don't blame him. He says he was not aware of it. When I called the agent, she says it was in the paperwork. Well, being in the paperwork and the seller being aware of it can actually be two different things. Anyway, after visiting with her, she agreed to forego the penalty. But that's something you're going to have to decide. If for some reason our home doesn't sell and it needs to be removed from the market, what is our obligation? If that agent charges a penalty, you have to make a decision. Am I willing to take that risk? Am I willing to do that? Here's my personal opinion. It's a cost of doing business. And an agent who wants that reimbursement is basically averting the risk, which I can't begrudge, but with the way fees are nowadays and as high a price averages we have, when agents do get paid, it's fairly substantial. So they should take into account the cost of doing business for hopefully the small percentage of homes that they list that don't sell. Now, some agents have a larger percentage of homes that don't sell, but let's face it, you shouldn't hire an agent like that. And by the way, Real Estate Consulting Solutions is going to make sure you don't. So the choice is yours. Do you hire an agent who charges a penalty if they charge one, or do you negotiate with them? Let me give you an idea for negotiation. Well, I understand why you'd want that penalty, and I don't begrudge it whatsoever. However, if we remove our home from the market and you did a good job, we're going to list with you when we do sell, and we're going to refer family and friends and coworkers. Now, if you don't want the referrals of our family and friends and coworkers in our future business, we understand. So most agents would back off of a penalty fee if they thought it were going to cost them future business. If they won't, then that's where your hard decision comes in. Do you go ahead and list with them anyway, or do you find someone who doesn't charge that penalty? Either way is okay. I would just be very, very aware of what your obligations are so it's not a surprise to you. In my personal opinion, you shouldn't have to pay a penalty. If an agent's confident in their ability to help you value and market and negotiate and get to closing, they shouldn't have a penalty charged very often or ever. Hope that makes sense. I did throw that other video up here. It does talk about the one big question real estate agents hate you to ask. There are some others, but if you like this video, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and be sure and take a look at that video. I think you're going to learn something. Remember, it's your choice, so make it a powerful day.